no comment. I did not have access to my phone.
Prosecutors say you defrauded the American public. Will you resign?
I have no clue of what you guys are talking about. No, I will not. Excuse me.
You will not resign. They said that you stole people's identities. Did you steal people's identities? Did you commit identity fraud? Are you still going to vote in the speaker's election?
What do you have to say to your constituents?
I will not. I have no comment. I was in conference like everyone else without my phone, so I have nothing to talk about. I need to take a look at my.
Did you commit large? It's a pretty basic question.
The answer to that is no. Are you okay, sir?
Yeah. Did you charge to your credit card donors money? Did you use their credit cards to reward yourself? That's the allegation.
No. I will look at it.
Why shouldn't you be able to vote in the speaker's election? Such a key election when you've been charged with all these crimes.
Despite how little he knows about his latest self-inflicted legal troubles, Congressman George Santos keeps finding himself fleeing from reporters that are buzzing around his head like a colony of bees. There's even a highlight reel.
Did McCarthy tell you to step away from the committees, or did you make this decision?
Nobody tells me to do anything. I made a decision on my own that I thought best represented the interest of the vote.
But what prompted that? I mean, there's...
Pardon me, guys. Ow!
Sorry.
Guys, you gotta relax. You're assaulting me at that point.
Why do you make a decision today?
Where did the $700,000 come from?
On a Brazilian podcast, you said you donate your salary. Do you still plan to do that?
When will you address all these allegations against you? You said soon. It's been a month since you've been here. When will you address them?
I'll talk to the media soon. I'm doing nothing. I'm leaving.
Are you coming back at all later today?
No, because you guys make it unbearable to be here.
Why are you here then?
I have no comment for you on that. I have no clue what you're talking about, man. Have a great day.
The guy's been running from reporters ever since he stepped foot into Congress. They want answers on his comically overblown resume, his lies about campaign dollars, the animal rescue charity that seemingly did the exact opposite, and about 27 other dishonest stories that helped catapult him into office. But now that the accusations have evolved into some serious charges, they're asking more questions.
The Justice Department has charged one of the Republicans voting, George Santos of New York, with 23 counts, including identity theft and money laundering.
He had been charged earlier this year. This is a superseding indictment, Jake, that was just announced by the Justice Department, filed in district court in New York. And according to this release, he was charged with conspiracy, wire fraud, false statements, falsification of records, aggravated identity theft, and credit card fraud. Now, this indictment just unsealed. We'll have to go through all the details and the allegations therein, but undoubtedly this will put pressure on Republicans to take action.
Now that the legal system is processing the around and find out part of the penal code, it makes me wonder if newly ousted Speaker McCarthy is still willing to keep protecting him, especially since he probably is only doing it in hopes of protecting himself and his narrow majority. A majority that was powerless to the Gates 8.
Doesn't it further wear down credibility when you put someone who's under state, local, federal, and international investigation as a representative of your party on committees? I'm talking about George Santos.
If every single new person brought into Congress was elected by their constituents, what their constituents have done is lend their voice to the American public. So those members can all serve on committee. So that means that Santos can serve on a committee the same way Swalwell, who had a relationship with a Chinese spy. But they will not serve on intel.
They're wrapping me in the control room because we're going to
that's unfortunate. I wish I could answer the question.
Santos' shaky foundation might have completely fallen through with nearly every other Republican now that his presence isn't really helping them anymore. The chaos that the GOP has been willing to allow their constituents to feel while they plot their next fundraiser or avoid possibly pissing off Donald Trump, that chaos is now on their doorstep, and they suddenly don't want any part of it.
Look, it takes 2/3 to expel a member from Congress. There were not 2/3 votes back in May when the initial expulsion resolution was brought, which is why it was referred to the Ethics Committee. Myself and my New York colleagues wanted to allow the time for the investigation to be handled, but with the guilty plea of his treasurer admitting to the very scheme that he has been now twice indicted on, with 23 felony counts, he cannot serve. I've said repeatedly since December he needed to resign. I believe that, and in the absence of his resignation, The time to act is now.
Just like with Speaker McCarthy's only lifeline coming in the form of Democrats, who they've demonized endlessly, Democratic representatives like AOC and Pete Aguilar are fresh out of helping hands. They just might be learning that betting your political life on con men like Donald Trump and George Santos might actually end in big losses.
Serial fraudster George Santos is only in Congress because House Republicans protected him in May. When resolutions came up, they voted to table it, and they have to live with that. And now I understand that some of them might want a redo, just like, the former speaker might want a redo. That's not where we are.
They openly embrace, and in fact, virtually every single Republican voted to protect George Santos earlier this year from any sort of expulsion matter or vote on the floor of the House. Yet the moment a member becomes politically inconvenient for them, they're discussing expulsion either from the Congress or the House of Representatives.
It's only our Republican colleagues who have protected him, namely because they need the vote. Anytime we see something, and George Santos has been the deciding vote on items of policy over the last few months, they need his vote. That's why they protect him. That's why he's still here.